But hello, I know Bett. Hi, Bett. Chris from.
I was muted, so if I
Oh,
said hello, you couldn't have heard me. So hey,
yeah.
and I know right many people here. I know Sandy. I know Paul. I know both Pauls. I know both Pauls. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
great.
thank you also for being here. It is so much more fun seeing faces on a screen
Yeah,
than just
yeah.
seeing nobody. So it's a lot easier to sing for folks that way. So keep smiling. Keep smiling.
Hi, Meridian. Also, I
Hi.
hope it's Chris Farrell. Hope you remember me from the Earl of Old Town days and the
Wow.
yeah, and over the apartment on Wilton Street. And
Okay, it's coming back now. Thanks for
yeah.
being here.
Oh yeah, no, that's wow. That was my first year in Chicago, and of course, uh, Earl of Old Town at Second City, and I remember even having some uh, sunrise breakfast picnics in the
Okay,
backyard.
y'all.
So we have another Chicago person here. Rick Grumbecker is somewhere online, and he grew up in Chicago and knew
Wow.
all of those folks as well. Knows all
Yeah,
of those tunes as
You
well.
guys, let me open the show, okay?
there you go.
Welcome to Any Sunday Songwriters. My name is Jan Seides. I'm your host, and I'm going to be presenting today two wonderful songwriters that I discovered in song circles of various persuasions. Currently, on my, well, I don't know what you'd call that, on my left or on my right are Meridian Green, and she is in Portland, Oregon, where I was like less than a year ago. And we were both at the Far West Folk Alliance conference and somehow managed to not run into each other. So, welcome to Meridian. And also Bett Padgett, who I met in a song circle similar to the ones that go on all week long. And so consequently, I don't quite remember which one, but it was a happy find, and I'm so delighted she said yes. So welcome, Bett. And welcome to all of you. We are also simultaneously live streaming on Facebook and on YouTube. But we prefer to have you here so that we can sing to you. So, without further ado, Meridian, you want to kick us off? Tell us a little about yourself and sing us a song.
Jan, thank you so much for inviting me. I'm really pleased to be here. This isn't something I've done a lot of, so it was very cool to do the Far West Campfire Circle, which happens every other Tuesday. And I played a song there, and you said, "Come do my show." And so here I am, and I really appreciate that you did that. I spent some years playing music and actually recorded a solo CD and a couple of duet CDs, which are out there in all of the usual places. But I've been on hiatus for a while. So it's nice to be playing music again, and it's amazing to be able to play to everybody all around the world without having to fly anywhere. So thank you for coming all the way from UK and Chicago and wherever else you're listening in from. I appreciate your ears. So the song that I played at that campfire was actually by Jane Gilman, who is a Austin, Texas songwriter who I first heard in the early 90s, and I just fell in love with this song. So since that was the one that hooked us up, Jan, I'm going to play that for you. And if you haven't checked out Jane Gilman, she's definitely worth finding. It's a song called Listen to the Thunder, and I think everything about it is still true. In fact, some of it's even truer. Down in the land of orange and tan, where the dust cloud settles on the rusted metal, and time is measured in spans of 12-ounce cans. Listen to the thunder drawing near, makes you wanna run, but you don't. It's a wonder you're still here. The neon signs all flash, the tires spray and splash. You catch heat from the grate, you watch people and you wait. And the rain never stops on the trash can tops. Listen to the thunder drawing near, makes you wanna run but you don't know where, makes you wanna cry out loud. Words don't make a sound. It's a wonder you're still here. The house has been foreclosed, the trees are all bulldozed. They've got you in their hands, they're grabbing all they can. You're just waiting on a day when the topsoil blows away. Listen to the thunder drawing near, makes you wanna run but you don't know where, makes you wanna cry out loud. Words don't make a sound. It's a wonder you're still here. You're here. It's a wonder you're still here.
Yeah.
Thanks, so.
Beautiful. I love that song and I love your voice. And I also know what made her write it. Being here in Austin as well. Yeah. So, Bett, same
Jan.
thing. Tell us a little about yourself and play us a song.
Okay. Well, I'm based here in Raleigh, North Carolina, and have lived here since 1970. And I have a son and two grandsons, and beautiful piece of property here in Raleigh, and about 100 acres of land up in the mountains where I wish I was right now, where it's 20 degrees cooler than it is here. I hosted a house concert series for nearly 20 years, and had some of the most fantastic artists here in my living room, and I learned a lot from them in watching their performances. And so I always wanted to, well, ever since I was in college, where I was a music major, a voice performance, where they were trying to teach me to be an opera singer, and all I really wanted to do is take my guitar around the world and just sing folk music. And I did have a life in music. I've been teaching music since 1978 or something, and taught in a major university, and so music has been in my life ever since I was a kid. And but I always, like I said, wanted to go around the world singing for folks, and so here I am. I'm working on my 12th album right now, and I have a lot of friends all over the world now, thanks to Zoom and this technology, and thank you, Jan, for doing this for us. So anyhow, I wrote this song several years ago for people like myself and like many others who are trying to follow their bliss, so to speak, and catch their dreams, and that's what this is called, If I Catch My Dream. Something's not right. Oh, I know what's not right. I'm missing a capo. This one, I get bored sometimes, and so I play around with these partial capos and weird tunings. Yeah, here we go. I was wandering round in circles, so lost and not certain where to go. It took guts to change direction. I'd reached an all-time low, cast away my inhibitions, closed my eyes and took a leap of faith. Got tired of spiraling downward, broke the cycle, so things just cannot wait. Now piled up mail goes unanswered, stacked up dishes, undone chores, things that really used to matter, I just don't have time for anymore. I'm chasing a dream. If I catch my dream, it might come true. There were times when I pushed aside my own ambition to pay the bills, 'cause that's what jobs are for. But why live a life not doing what you love? I won't tread in my own footsteps anymore. I'm chasing a dream. If I catch my dream, it might come true. I realize that I am lucky to have a passion to follow through. Not everyone can find that something that they work hard at and love it too. Hope you don't wander around in circles. Let your footsteps sail through open doors. Keep going forwards, no steps backwards. Chase your dreams, forget the chores. Follow your dream. If you catch your dream, it might come true. Let's follow our dreams. When we catch our dreams, they will come true.
They do. Marvelous. So I am Jan Seides, and I'm here in Austin, Texas. So we've pretty much got nationwide cover, and a couple minutes ago we became international. We have someone here from Israel and someone from Panama, and hi to Lauren. Hi to everybody here. I'm so delighted you came. This is part of the joys. One of the good things that came out of the pandemic is that I had a show just like this, Bricks and Mortar. And when the pandemic came, it, of course, locked down. And it took me a few minutes to realize I was no longer limited to people who were in or passing through Austin. And that was followed up by I'm no longer limited in any way. I can do this whenever I want. Hence, that was the second Sunday. This one is any Sunday. We could do this anytime we want to. So we are. And when they finally let us out of our cages, it was just too much fun to let it go. So it's been going now since 2020, which is, as of 2 months ago, that's 6 years. Can you believe that? And they flew by like 6 days, or at least they do in retrospect. So here's my first offering for you. I have no idea where this song came from. One of my daughters walked out while I was working on it, and she said, "What is that?" And I said, "I don't know." Where are all the Gretas and Marlenas and all the Mae Wests? Where are they? No one tells the boys, come up and see me sometime. That's all out of style nowadays. But But I still long for old-time steamy romance, satin gowns and stockings with seams, and men that wear trench coats and fedora hats. I wish they'd bring that all back, 'cause I want to be a femme fatale. I want to be a vamp. I want to whistle like Bacall and have 'em all eating from my hand. They put me on a pedestal, competing for my glance. I want to be a femme fatale. I want to be a vamp. Though I am a liberated woman, sometimes I'd prefer to be a tease. And when I see those starlets with eyes come hither soft, I could pull that off, it seems to me. See? And men would buy me clothes and bring me jewelry and open doors and pull me out a seat, and then stand by politely until I'd sit, enjoy my sparkling wit, a little risque repartee with a femme fatale. I want to be a vamp. I want to be the party doll that upsets all their other plans. I know it isn't fashionable, but it's so elegant. I want to be a femme fatale. I want to be a vamp. Dietrich and Davis, they had it made. Mansfield and Monroe, hey, where'd they all go? Well, the women we admire now in the movies are all doctors and lawyers and chiefs. They don't flutter their lashes or swing their hips. They don't pout their lips or sit on anyone's knee. And if they're in some older profession, they've all been reformed by Act 3. They've given up their cigarettes and champagne. I guess we've come a long way, but I sure miss the day of the femme fatale. I want to be a vamp. I want to give the boys the eye, call some guy my honey lamb. I know I'd have him in a spell, I'd have him in a trance. If I was a femme fatale, I would be sensational. I want to be a vamp. Thank you. And we'll just keep going round and round like this until they throw us out. So, Meridian?
Do they throw us out from Zoom or what? I've never heard of one.
That's one of the joys of this. We can go a little over because nobody's waiting for this stage.
50 hours isn't the limit or something.
Yeah.
We don't have to haul out our gear for the next band. Excellent, excellent. So I really welcome this opportunity to take out a whole bunch of songs that I have not performed anywhere, some of them in public ever, like this one. I don't think I've played this out. But, you know, it reminds me a little bit of Bett's song with the good advice. This is some good advice. This was advice from my father. My father was actually a fairly well-known folk singer named Bob Gibson, who some people like Chris Farrell are probably familiar with, and a few others. Anyway, this was some actual advice. Yeah, it's a brand new song, so it just takes me a little while to find my way here. Thanks for being patient. It's called Dig Yourself. Got my first pair of stockings to wear to my first dance. I said, Daddy, don't make me late. I don't want to make an entrance. I don't want to walk across the floor alone. I'd rather stay home. Daddy said, baby, don't be uptight. Everything will be alright. You gotta dig yourself, you dig baby, dig yourself. It's a wallflower world. You're a beautiful girl. You gotta dig yourself. Dig, baby, dig yourself. When I fell in love, I felt like a ton of bricks. I said, Daddy wants to get married in a couple of weeks. I'm afraid he'll leave if I say no. Don't want to go. Daddy said, baby, don't be uptight. Everything will be alright. You gotta dig yourself. You dig, baby, dig yourself. 'Cause love comes and goes. This much I know. You gotta dig yourself. You dig, baby, dig yourself. There came a time in my life when everything came apart. There was nothing to do but find a way to make a fresh start. And clear as a bell, I heard my daddy's words saying, baby, don't be uptight. Everything will be alright. You gotta dig yourself, you dig, baby, dig yourself. You hold your head up high, look them straight in the eye, and dig yourself, you dig, baby, dig yourself. You gotta dig yourself, you dig.
Yeah.
I'm going to slip in for just a second because I just got reminded that I forgot about Paul from the UK. So, hi, Paul. Glad you're here.
Great advice. And so I'm going to switch gears here, sing a song I hadn't planned to. But Meridian sang a song about dancing in her first verse. And I think Jan said something about a party dog. I'm not sure. Was there a party dog in your song? If not, that's what I heard. So I'm going to sing a song about party dogs. Not really. Anyhow, this is the answer to that age-old question that everybody asks is why do dogs sniff each other's tails? I've got a dog named Mick, a border collie is her kind. Many a time I've wondered what goes on in her mind. Herding dogs are smart and they're quick upon their feet. My Mick is so smart, you know, I taught her how to speak. Woof, I think she already knew. My Mick, she likes to run, she'll chase frisbee all day long. She stays close by my side. If a squirrel comes by, she's gone. Dogs come by to talk, and they greet us with their nose. There are things I don't understand. I'll ask Nick because she'll know. Like, why do dogs chase kitty cats and bark at the man who brings the mail? Why do dogs roll in the mud and sniff each other's tails? This is what she told me. This is what she said. It's not we're being friendly. This is why instead. At the Canine Bar in town, the Pooch's Disco Lounge, all the dogs had come to dance and check out the other hounds. We have to check our tails and hang them on a rack, just like you humans do when you check your hat. Well, the Barkaritas were good, and we danced the poodle romp. We howled the chorus in time as we did the hydrant stomp. But fire broke out in the bar. We had to leave real fast. We grabbed the first tail on the rack and stuck it on our backs. Some lost in confusion, some lost in the fire. The tale I have is not mine, but someone else's attire. So when you see a dog and he's sniffing to no avail, forgive him for this act, he's just trying to find his tail. Now you know.
I actually said party doll, but I'll take it. Your dog song is fine. So, this is also someone else's tale, and I don't know whose. I woke up and it was fully formed, and the only reason I'm doing it right now is because someone else's tale. We met when I was 17, and he was barely older. His starstruck gaze appealed to me, and the world upon the shoulders of uncertain youth. So I wrote this song when I was 20, and he smiles and says one day he'll be a man. Oh, hear the wind blowing the stars around. Man and woman and woman and man, come let us dance to the celestial sound. We are what we are and we do what we can. Oh, hear the wind blowing the stars around. Oh, hear the wind blowing the stars around. He left when I was 25, and the boy was almost 7, and the girl had just been given life. He said, I'm searching for a heaven far away from you. So I rewrote the song when I was 30, and he struts and says he's after all a man. Oh, hear the wind blowing the stars around. Man and woman and woman and man, come let us dance to the celestial sound. We are what we are and we do what we can. Oh, hear the wind blowing the stars around. Oh, hear the wind blowing the stars around. And the turnings of our lives are the turnings of the planets in 1,000 galaxies as yet uncharted. Through solar winds and cosmic rains, all those suns will shine again. So what's the point in being broken-hearted when it's just the wind blowing the stars around? Oh, hear the wind blowing the stars around. He returned when I was 31, and he wrapped his arms around me and embraced our daughter and our son, and cried at last he'd found me and he'd learned the truth. So I rewrote the song when we were 40, and he shrugs and smiles and says he's just a man. Oh, hear the wind blowing the stars around. Man and woman and woman and man, come let us dance to the celestial sound. We are what we are and we do what we can. Oh, hear the wind blowing the stars around. Oh, hear the wind blowing the stars around. Oh, hear the wind. Thank you.
So beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you for that. Oh, well, has me shifting things around here a little bit. I love this part where we're can kind of reply a little bit. So this is called Everywhere I Go. Come, my love, come walk with me as I wash the weary miles off in the salty sea. Come, my love, out beneath the sky. I've traveled all this distance to be by your side. And if the road keeps calling me by my name, it won't be long before I go again. But everywhere I go, there you are, in my heart, there you are, in my heart. Come, my love, as the setting sun sinks into the ocean when the day is done. Come, my love, as the evening star reminds us in this world can never be too far. And if the road keeps calling me by my name, it won't be long before I go again. Everywhere I go, there you are, in my heart, there you are, in my heart. Come, my love, let me wrap you in my arms. Rest here in the sand the sun has made so warm. Come, my love, the earth will be our bed, the stars will be our covers, twinkling overhead. And if the road keeps calling me by my name, it won't be long before I go again. Everywhere I go, there you are, in my heart, there you are, in my heart.
Meridian, I gotta say, you've been blessed with an exquisite voice.
Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Absolutely, it's a pure voice. You know, there's some voices that are just pure, and yours is a pure voice. So, I think this is a good follow-up song for that. I'd always wanted to write a song based on Maya Angelou's quote, "You may forget what somebody says to you or what they do to you, but you'll always remember how they make you feel." So that's what this is. I remember how you made me feel. Did you hold out your hand to me? I vaguely recall your touch on my shoulder. Did I feel it at all? Ever so lightly, like the wisp of the wind, as though you had welcomed a lonely old friend. I can barely remember what you said that day. The words were jumbled and soon faded away. No need to repeat them, for words are just words. I was angry and scared, and your message might not be heard. I was broken and tired. You reached out to me with arms held so wide you could not miss. Was it luck that day, or fate drew me away? I may never know. Our worlds are so far apart, yet I can feel your heart. I may not remember the words that you said or the things that you did. They're lost in my head, but I'm sure to remember the kindness you showed and the smile on your face. I will always know, and what it revealed, but most of all, how you made me feel.
That was beautiful. I hope you got to sing it for the person you wrote it for.
She passed away,
Oh,
but I've sung it for her husband. Yeah.
yeah. Gorgeous. Don't seem like much that you cuddle up closer when it's cold at night. Don't seem like much that you rub my shoulders when I come home tired. Don't know what I would ever do if I had to live in this world without you. Don't seem like much, but it's everything to me. Don't seem like much keeps people together these days. takes a miracle or two. And that's still not enough to hear them tell it. And it sure don't seem to see them through. But in these tough and turbulent times, when love's so easily forgotten, still you don't forget mine. Don't seem like much, but it's everything to me. So many drops fill the ocean, so many stars fill the skies above. So many acts of devotion fill my heart with love. So it means so much when you say that you love me, though we've had a fight. And it means so much when you say that you're sorry too, even though you were right. It's just a minor detail in the master plan. 'Cause I'm just one woman, you're just one man. Don't seem like much, but it's everything to me. I don't mean it's unimportant or any kind of slight. I just wanted you to know that you're doing it right. Don't seem like much, I know, but it's everything to me. Everything. Thank you. So, Meridian, what you got?
Well, I don't know. I think I might play you a song. All the words for this song actually came from a Chief Seattle speech. And I don't know if any of you are familiar with it. It was something I first came across, so, coming up on 40 years, I think. And when I first read it, I really wasn't clear that the tribes and how many indigenous folks are really resurrecting, regathering, and taking on tribal sovereignty. So it's changed. The song has changed as I've sung it over the years. But one thing that has also changed is that although in Chief Seattle's speech, there's the question of whether or not there will be next generations. And as the passage of time has gone by, I think I find myself having a lot of sympathy for that question, and I take a great deal of heart in the fact that that question existed 150 plus years ago, and we're at the other end of it, or at least the tribes are in a very different place than at the time of this song. So here's hoping that we also, as an entire planetary population, all of us having some indigeneity somewhere in our roots, reconnect with that. Anyway, so the words are all from Chief Seattle. Greetings, white man, from Chief Seattle. You wish to buy sweetness of the air, the sparkle on the water. Every part of earth sacred to my people, every sandy shore. You must remember the earth is sacred, and teach your children that she's consecrated. The sparkling water, it's not just water. The waters murmur, it's my mother's voice. Sap which courses through the oldest trees carry the memories of the red man. White man's dead forget the country of their birth when they walk among the stars. Few more hours, few more winters, none of the children of the great tribes who once lived on earth in abundance may be left to mourn our graves. You must remember the earth is sacred, and teach your children that she's consecrated. The sparkling water, it's not just water. The waters murmur, it's my mother's voice. Should the red man vanish from the earth, and his memory is just a shadow of a cloud moving across the prairie, the shores and forests will still hold the spirit of my people. Oh, they love the earth as a newborn loves its mother's heartbeat. You must remember the earth is sacred, and teach your children that she's consecrated. The sparkling water, it's not just water. The waters murmur, it's my mother's voice. Oh, my mother's voice. Oh, my mother's
Beautiful.
That was lovely.
And thanks to Chief Seattle for the speech and for the people who kept that information alive.
I never realized that Seattle was named after someone.
That was absolutely awesome, hauntingly beautiful. We could learn so much from our red Indians. And Seattle's quote about death being there is no death, there are just other worlds. I find that to be such a comfort. And that's sort of what this song is about somewhat. A friend of mine many years ago, well, 3 years ago, was going through a real tough time, and her husband finally passed away. And I thought that there's so many people that are at a loss for words when people are, or when friends are going through a tough time, that the little kid in this story figured it out, and it could be a lesson for many of us. It's called The First Day of School After Summer Vacation. first day of school after summer vacation, saw all my friends and their bright, happy faces, new clothes and new shoes, book bags and erasers. I couldn't wait for our first assignment to tell what we did for our summer excitement. I told of camp, rode horses, shot bows and arrows. I looked around the room at all my classmates. Their eyes open wide, faces were green with envy. Tommy was next, he cried when he told us, I lost my dad sometime in August. My brother works nights, now my mother works double. She says we'll adjust, but now it's a struggle. I miss my dad, my mom, and my brother. I'm lonely at night when they're not at home. I looked around the room at all my classmates. Their eyes open wide, but no one was green with envy. I wanted to say I feel sorry for you, but I froze and didn't know what to do. What do you say to someone who's seen such trouble? I opened my mouth, but nothing came out but mumbles. The year passed by quickly. I finally got courage to go up to Tommy. I was so worried the words that I'd say wouldn't come out right. I said I was sad what happened last summer. Hope things get better for you and your brother. He stared right through me and into space. And I thought, what wrong did I do? Then he smiled and softly said, thank you. That wasn't as hard as I had feared. I learned more that day than I did the whole school year. That was the last day of school before summer vacation. Next year I'll be 10. I won't mind waiting to take my turn to tell what I did in the summer. On the first day of school after summer vacation.
Wonderful. That's more or less exactly what you say. So, about the land. Because this came up about a year ago, maybe a little more, and they ran a story about it in Austin's newspaper. I have my opinions about Austin's newspaper, but I'll keep them to myself. The story was about a gentleman who owned land just east of town. And it had been in his family for a couple of generations, and there was a developer. And there's always developers. There's developers everywhere. And what the developer was trying to do was get the city to declare eminent domain on this man's land so that they could take it over and build condos on it or what have you. I don't know exactly what the goal was, but he resisted. No matter what they offered him, he resisted. And when they finally sicked the city on him, he sued them. And I'll tell you the rest of this afterwards. My daddy really loved this land. I feel I was betraying him if I was the one to let it go. He used to say if you had pliers and a roll of baling wire, you could fix most anything that broke. Family history's big for me. My great-granddad born in slavery. When he was freed, he came to Texas. Bought this land with saved up gold, and his descendants each have owned it. I don't propose to be the one to lose it. So it's not for sale. The land is not for sale. The city needs more houses, so I understand, but Papa Connor's land is not for sale. I'm leaving it to my granddaughter. I want to do that for her, 'cause she lost her dad when she was only 5. I like to think, sometimes I think that he is watching and happy with these things I'm doing, like he'd do if he was alive. So it's not for sale. The land is not for sale. The city needs more houses, so I understand, but Papa Connor's land is not for sale. She can be anything she wants to be, write her own future. She will keep the land and story going for those who come after. And it's not for sale. The land is not for sale. The city needs more houses. Yeah, I understand, but Papa Connor's land is not for sale. The city needs more houses. Yes, I understand, but Papa Connor's land is not for sale. My daddy really loved this land. I'd feel I was betraying him if I was the one to let it go. Thank you. Oh, so the end of the story was he won his lawsuit. And now not only has he retained the land, but the road that goes up to it, they named it after him. Yeah. So before we move on, I have a question to ask. Meridian, where are you going to be next? And where can people find you online?
Well, I've got a couple of house concerts here in my neighborhood, and I've got a porch concert in July. And you can find me at meridiangreen.com. And I'm in the process of getting ready to record a new record. So if you want to be kept in the loop about that, you can either reach out to me on Facebook, or you can drop me a note at meridiangreen1@gmail.com, and I'll keep you posted. I'd love to let you know how it's going.
Marvelous. So is all the information about those house concerts and porch concerts, are they on your website?
No, I have to update my website. I'm way behind on
Okay.
all of that, which is why I highly recommend joining my mailing list, because that I know how to do. My website update is on the list of things to get up to speed with.
Got it.
But yeah.
And Bett, how about you? Where are you going to be next, and where can people find you online?
Well, bettpadgett.com, and my brother is working on a new site for me, which will probably be launched tomorrow. So don't look until tomorrow. And I do a live stream on Wednesdays on YouTube and Facebook with my dog Moss, who is over here sound asleep. But he usually kicks things off by doing some tricks and smiles for everybody, and then I sing songs and tell stories for about 30 minutes, and that's almost every Wednesday. I think I'll be missing the next 2 Wednesdays, but you can find me on Facebook and sign up or just watch. And I'm doing, some private shows here in town coming up, and then I'm doing a little tour going up through Virginia and into Pennsylvania, through New York and into Canada, and I've got some shows lined up there, and then come back home and then some in the western part of the state of North Carolina in the fall, and then at NERFA. I'll be at NERFA this November, so if any of you are at NERFA, come, let's get together. Yeah.
That's Northeast Regional Folk Alliance.
Right,
For
yeah.
the uninitiated. Yes.
Right,
And all
yes.
those shows are on your website, the tour?
Yes,
Good, good.
yeah, and the Folk Project every Monday night, the Song Circle. I'm always there. That's a great place to hear some great music. Yeah,
Indeed. And the next one of these shows will be on June 28th. My guests will be Paul Nye and Garrett Swain. And it's going to be a fine show, and you should be there. And if you'd like to know more about the shows or about what I'm doing, you can put your email in the chat for me. And then beyond the initial welcome emails, it's once a month, no spam, I promise. And I would never sell anybody's email address to anybody whatsoever. So, let's see, then that's pretty much what I wanted to say. You can find me at janseides.com, and you can email me at jan@janseides.com, and it's spelled like you see in my little box here. So, moving on. Meridian, what you got?
Oh, this is one of the songs I'm looking forward to recording. And one thing that this song references is the green flash. Now, I don't know how many people have gotten to watch the sunset on the Pacific coast, but if you watch, there are these moments just as the sun slides into the sea when there's a green flash, and it's like it fills a whole bunch of the sky. It's really quite a spectacular thing, and it's very rare. But, a lifestyle that lets you spend a lot of time watching the sunset into the ocean is really good. And I am curious if anyone's seen green flashes as the sun set into other oceans besides the Pacific. So please feel free to let me know your experiences with green flashes. Anyway, this song is called Giving Up the Ghost. Last time I saw Bill, he was looking like the scene of a crime. In a silk dressing gown, smoking clove cigarettes, with a girl who's getting old before her time. He said, I'm giving up the ghost, I'm throwing in the towel, moving back to Pasadena any day now. But giving up the ghost may be easier to do than to get the ghost to give up on you. I remember when it came, the sun was shining out over the sea. were sitting in the house as the sun went down. We all saw the flash of green. He said, I've only seen that once, been watching for a year. No one had a premonition. The end was near. But giving up the ghost may be easier to do than to get the ghost to give up on you. I'm haunted by these dreams howling round my heart, keeping me awake long after dark. But giving up the ghost may be easier to do than to get the ghost to give up on you. Keep remembering this dream that woke me up late last night. I'm walking toward the sea, standing by the edge. Suddenly there's a flash of light. I'm lifted in the air, rising through the sky. No one ever knows the answer, no one can say, no one can say why. But giving up the ghost may be easier to do than to get the ghost to give up on you.
Marvelous.
So, speaking of ghosts, sort of, this was a song prompt in a songwriter's circle, and it turns out to be like a guessing game. You have to guess what I'm talking about. It's called Hiding in Plain Sight. I find it very strange, this feeling in my bones. Sometimes it seems I'm not alone. I think there's something there with me. Stairs and stalks won't let me be. Whatever it is, it's very close. Maybe it's a spirit or a ghost. I've seen it fly, that's not a lie. I caught it in the corner of my eye. It's always with me, day and night. Something's hiding in plain sight. It doesn't make a sound, I don't see it in my sleep. Well, I know what it is. If we meet, I see it only in the light when lamps are on at night. Sometimes it's black, sometimes it's gray. In the dark it goes away. Sometimes it's tall, but can be short too. Mirrors everything I do. It's always with me, day and night. Something's hiding in plain sight. What's following me around? What would I do if it is found? Is it foe or is it friend? Has paranoia set in? It's something I'm obsessed about, but I think I've figured this thing out. It's not a figment of my mind. My shadow's with me all the time. It's always with me day and night. Always hiding in plain sight. It's always with me day and night. Always hiding in plain sight. Did you guess it? Did you get it right?
Love the song. Well, since we're headed into the shadows and magical things, this is my take on leaving this plane and going to some other. I will not be leaving without a struggle. No one will have to say, don't go gently to that good night. I'll be kicking and screaming and hanging on to the door jambs, protesting all the way that I'm not done with this life. I want to see peace. I want to see joy. I want to hear the truth without the noise. I want to see justice with my own eyes. And then I'll be ready and I'll say goodbye. Moses looked like Charlton Heston, and I believe he had a word with God. All I want to know is, when is it my turn? 'Cause I'm thinking miracles can't be all that hard. I want to see peace. I want to see joy. I want to hear the truth without the noise. I want to see justice with my own eyes, and then I'll be ready and I say goodbye. I want to see the face of peace. I want to hear the voice of truth. I want to know that dream is real, and then I'll make my choice. Maybe. But first, I want to see peace. I want to see joy. I want to hear the truth, but hold the noise. I want to see justice with my own eyes, and then I'll be ready and I'll say goodbye. And then I'll be ready. No. Thank you.
I want you to see that too, Jan. As soon as possible. Like now would be good, not a moment later. So I'm playing a song that was an instrumental for a long time, which for me as a guitar player is really outside of my box. But eventually some words showed up after I read a book called Feed Us with Trees, written by Elspeth Hayes. And suddenly there were words for this song, so it's called the Commons Song. Once we lived in forests and in reciprocity. Then came enclosure and private property. Trespass and poaching were invented as crimes. Hunting of witches, levying of fines. land. We could not hunt and gather. We had empty hands. Places we called home were now owned by the few. People of the commons were brutally removed. Can you hear her song? Come home, come home, come home where you belong. When the forest gifts of food are locked behind a fence, people have to work all day for bare sustenance. Wealthy are ravenous, they have no sense of worth. Left to their devices, they will consume the earth. Can you hear earth's song? Come home, come home, come home where you belong. When we live in forests and in reciprocity, we learn to tend the land for posterity. Those ways forgotten are coming back around. Time of returning is the time we live in now. Can you hear earth's song? Come home, come home, come home where you belong. Can you hear earth's song? Come home, come home, come home where you belong. Ah, come home, come home, come home where you belong.
Beautiful.
Very beautiful. And I had heard about that book. I have not read it. Can you all hear me okay? Okay. So this started out as an instrumental also. And a friend of mine that I got to know through the Folk Project is a poet. And we have done some collaboration. And she had written this poem called Fabled Moon, and she just sent it to me, and I was reading it, and I was playing my little harp tune, and the words and the harp tune just fit together, so it became a song. And she calls it a hyper-rhymed, mythical, metaphorical, harp-enhanced, environmental, and peace-promoting adult lullaby with a touch of classical music. So this is called Fabled Moon. Oh, silver-plated fabled moon, star-scoop in tablespoon, oh, buoyant tinseled draped balloon above this cloud-filled sabled room. Reach out, touch us, oh, fabled moon. High high above what breaks and blooms. Enjoy our garden's brief perfume, for fate has thrown its switch too soon. Now our stage grows dark with gloom. Sate hungry wolves with star legumes, free mice to dance their brigadooms, weave kindred strands on silken looms to cloak us from greedy doom. Soothe us, calm us, O fabled moon. For long we blamed you with our croons, for fickle tides and hearts consumed, yet still you fly and still illume to bring us faith, O faithful moon. Reach out, touch us, O fabled moon. So sweep away, O shadow bloom, our dusty cares, our false presumes. Shine down upon our war-swamped gloom, guide fierce streams to calm lagoons. Rock us, hold us, O fabled moon. Eclipse my eyes this nightly noon, for worries flutter fill my room. Let hope nest its feathered plume around me, dream safe able loom. Raftered guardian, O able bloom. O heavy-headed floating loom, wrap us in your clair de lune. Reach out and touch us, soothe us and calm us, rock us and hold us, O fabled moon.
Ah, marvelous. Oh, we need more harp. Forget the cowbell. Who needs that? So this is not about the moon, though the moon is in it. It's going to be on the album we are creating right now, which is my 7th or my 8th, depending on how you count it, because there's a specialty project in there. But it's an album, so I don't know how to define it exactly, but there it is. The summer breeze that warmed my face turns chill and starts to sting a bit. The maple leaves that gave me shade have long since fallen. The dawn that welcomed singing birds comes later now, and owls rain. Listen, you can hear them calling. The gauzy dress and baseball cap have given way to wool and leather. The swallow's gone and won't be back until the springtime. The moon is high and cold and distant. November dims the lights, and I search for meaning, but all I find is change. small, one and all. Everything, 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 everything is change. The stairs I used to take 2 at a time have grown more steep. The child whose hair I used to braid became a woman. All my songs and all my treasures will slip away into the night. The very act of being human is change. So many changes, it's change. Large and small, one and all. Everything, 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 everything is change. The children and the buildings grow taller, and the time between the seasons grows smaller and smaller. It's change. So many changes, change. Large and small, one and all. 'Cause everything, 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 everything is change. So many changes is change. Large and small, one and all. Everything, 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 everything is change. Thank you.
Really,
Not exactly happy, not exactly sad.
But true, very true. It is indeed all about changes. This is a song that when I played it for the person who inspired it, they told me it was also accurate and true. So there we go. It's been a minute. A bird flew by and stole your simple song, left you for silent rage, having been done wrong. Words unsaid are sticky on your tongue, but the melodies for birds in flight still beg to be sung. Daylight goes by, you wonder where it went, and you wonder if you squandered it, or if it was well spent. Those who broke the faith, they never paid a cent, but the muse still whispers urgently, begs you to relent. When they come to you, the ones who still survive, to catch a drop of sweetness, keep their dreams alive, for a chance to dance as if their youth has not been spent, as if their days of spent. And those who broke the faith have never paid a cent. But the muse still whispers urgently, begs you to relent. When they come to you, the ones who still survive, to catch a drop of sweetness, keep their dreams alive, for a chance to dance, as if their youth has not been spent, as if their days of glory have not faded yet, as if they've never tasted, never tasted, never tasted regret.
Yeah.
Wow. I can't believe how well this song that I had chosen fits so into that. I've been working on a family history book. I have all these old family photographs of my great-grandparents, great-great-great-great-grandparents, and fortunately I listened to my grandmother and a lot of stories she told me, and so I can sort of put this history book together, putting stories about all these relatives of mine. But in doing so, it reminded me of a story between my grandmother and myself, and regrets. So this is called A Sweater I Never Wore. Her name was Josephine, my mother's mother. Her lips as red as her painted nails. We played Parcheesi, sometimes Scrabble and Monopoly, put her in jail. She asked me questions, I gave her answers about what I thought and who I wanted to be. Her thoughts were different. She did not judge me. We just agreed to disagree. She took up knitting when I was 13, made me a sweater. It was ugly as sin. The brown yarn was uneven. It had a sailor's collar and buttons like torpedoes. There were 10. My friends wore bright colors and cable knit pullovers. As a teen, I just wanted to fit in. Pretended to like it, wore it one time, put it in the drawer and never saw it again. She was a good grandmom, I know. How I loved her so. I didn't like the sweater. I saw her often, we made some memories through my first 18 years. And then came college, and then the family. My obligations became so clear. The time between our visits grew. There always seemed so much to do. She became feeble. I became busy. Should have seen her more often, I knew. She was a great grandmom, I know. How I loved her so. I didn't like the sweater. The last time I saw her, she was sleeping, but I had questions, things I wanted to know. about her mother's mother. Where did she come from? What was life like long ago? Were her thoughts just like her daddy's? Did she become who she wanted to be? She remained silent and didn't answer how I wanted her to talk to me. I wished her sweet dreams, kissed her softly, said, I hope she wasn't sore about the sweater, the one she made me, the one I never wore. She was the best grandmom I know. I still love her so. Where is that sweater? Where is that sweater?
Oh, how lovely. Yeah. But your description of the sweater is priceless. Oh, now you're muted, so I don't know what you answered.
It was exactly as I described. Really.
Ouch.
But I would give anything for that sweater now, you know? Yeah.
Yeah, I do know. I have often, I had one picture of my mother's mother's mother. And it was black and white, it was blurry. I have no idea what the woman really looked like or what her story was in any sense. Because my mother's mother lived in a different city, and we went to see her once in a while, and the subject of where did you come from, what was your family like, kind of never came up. But back before my dad was gone in 2007, it became clear that he had 3 great-grandsons who were probably never going to meet him because we bought him an airline ticket to come visit us during the holidays. And at the end of the trip, he took me aside and he said, don't do that again. Traveling is too hard. I will waste the ticket if you send me another one. So he wasn't going to be going anywhere. And he was in Michigan, and my oldest daughter was in Florida. So what we did was we went up to Michigan, we got a camera, and we recorded him telling his stories, some of which were unique to him and just, like very interesting, even if he hadn't been my dad. And we recorded them so that the boys would be able to see who he was from his own mouth and not stories that somebody else told about him. So that, talking to your great-grandmother, your best grandmother, that really hit home for me. So, but I'm going to sing about regrets and how they often turn out to be something else entirely. Because the basis of this song was, if you had it to do over again, would you? If I had it to do over, a mulligan for all of those mistakes, maybe I would take it slower and think about the reasons I should wait for the other shoe. But then I wouldn't be with you. If I had it to do over, a second chance to turn and walk away from all the careless promises and all the times my trust was betrayed, 'cause I didn't have a clue but that I wouldn't be with you. You are the reason I still believe. Guardian angel watches over me. So if I had it to do over, an opportunity that few receive, I might be lying here tonight, dreaming dreams that probably would never come true. So I wouldn't follow through, because then I wouldn't be with you. All the hearts are coming from the person that was written for. Well, not all of them.
Not all. That was a beautiful song.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So we are now, yes, on our last round.
Well, I'm going to do a sprawling song. It still lives in my book as Big Bang, but I think it might actually change names because it keeps expanding. I think it might be called The Moment. I used to think of it as my Carl Sagan love song, just because it's, sort of topical. But then I found out about Carl Sagan's wife. I did not know that his first wife was Lynn Margulis. And Lynn Margulis, along with James Lovelock, was the founder of the Gaia hypothesis, that Earth is a living being. And she also did this incredibly amazing work in which she wrote all these early papers about the genesis of life was when two single cells figured out how to cooperate and collaborate and become bigger. And that's how it all began. And for the first 20 years after she wrote that paper, she got no respect at all. And eventually it became, common knowledge. But I can see why it might have been a problem for the two of them, because he's busy looking at the entire universe and she's busy looking at the little teeny. Anyway, so here's this song. Began with a big bang. Out of darkness came the light. Love was born in that moment as the stars flew across the night. everything is flying apart. But for me there will always be the memory of that moment at the start. That moment, the moment, that moment, oh, when I knew you. I knew you. I knew you. I knew you in that moment. Love will last forever till the stars fall from the sky. Everything may change, but love will still abide. In that moment, in that moment, in that moment, oh, when I knew you. That moment.
Lovely.
And very, very lovely. And I wrote a song based on Carl Sagan's missive for his book called Pale Blue Dot. But I play it on piano, and to play it on the guitar would take a major retune, and there's not time for that. So I'll do my last song based on an experience that Bill and I had out at the park. There's a greenway, a path where people can walk. And there was a man living with homelessness who was walking towards us one day several years ago, and we said good morning, and he didn't acknowledge us, but finally he did. And a few minutes after we had seen him, we heard sirens out on the street, and I wondered if maybe it might be related to the man that we had seen. And sure enough, I was doing some volunteer work for a homeless shelter and went there later that morning, and they were all in a tizzy saying, we lost one of our own this morning. And so it was the man that we had seen at the park earlier. And so I wrote this song called Be Kind. If you're going down a path, passing someone you don't know, doesn't matter if you're running or if you're going slow. He might ask for a nickel, he might ask for a dime. Be kind. Give a nod of recognition, give a nod to show some grace. Give a nod and look the stranger right in the face. Don't pretend you didn't hear him, don't pretend to be blind. Be kind. He could be a wounded soldier with a heart filled with pain. He could be a thieving sinner, he could be a holy saint. You could see him as a beggar starving to eat, or as your neighbor who is struggling to get back on his feet. Be kind. Oh, be kind. Oh, be kind. Be kind. He could be a wealthy hermit hiding riches and gold, who is out on the streets searching for his soul. He could be facing demons who've been with him since his birth. You could be the last person that he sees here on this earth. So be kind. Oh, be kind. Oh, be kind.
Ah, yes. I just noticed that I was not muted during your song, and I hope I did not type in your ear, but if I did, I apologize. By the way, Karen Krebs said to tell you that she cried during your sweater song. Yeah. The apron in question definitely got lost. I kind of remember where it went to, but the person that I thought it went to in that kind of remember says no. So I don't really know what happened to it. Hence the song. Well, sort of. Whatever happened to Miss Olga Schneider, who taught me to sew in the 7th grade? Did she ever marry? Did she have a daughter who learned to make aprons like the one that I made? And what happened to Don and Barb Vandekamp, who shot a small cannon off every 4th of July? They'd sit on their front porch with the neighborhood kids, and we'd all smell those cookies Barb was baking inside. But where are they now? And what did they do when we parted? I carry a small bit of each of them here in my heart. Whatever happened to that woman from India who told me her history one night on a plane? I gave her my hand and she squeezed it so tightly as we were landing, 'cause she was afraid and so was I. But I still remember a blonde boy in Amsterdam, a park bench on Prinsengracht, warm sweet red wine, and the sound of faint music from across the canal. In the light of a street lamp, we talked through the night. But where are they now? And what did they do when we parted? I carry a small bit of each of them here in my heart. I may not remember their names. My time with them came and then went, but they're part of who I became. So maybe I'm also a part of them. But where are they now? And what did they do once we parted? I carry a small bit of each of them here in my heart. I carry a small bit of each of them here in my heart. And we'll carry a bit of each of you too. Thank you.
Beautiful.
Thank you for being here. And thank you especially to Meridian Green and Bett Padgett for saying yes to this. I'm always a little bit surprised, but most grateful. So
Thank you, Jan. Thank you.
it's been
Jan,
a
Been so
lovely
much fun.
afternoon.
So much fun to be here. Thank you so much for the
Right.
invitation.
Thank all the
Delightful.
audience.
Loved
Wonderful.
all of the songs. It was all amazing.
We'll have to listen again. This will be up permanently on YouTube, by the way, on my YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/Jan Seides, just like you'd expect. So hold on a minute. Don't anybody go anywhere. I'm going to stop the stream now. Goodbye to all you lovely, peaceful people. Lovely, peaceful people.
Yeah.
On Facebook and on YouTube. It's been a pleasure playing for you. Next time, feel free to come to the Zoom so that we can watch your smiling faces while we play. But I'm grateful you came at all, so I'm hoping to see you again soon.